1829, America has had graham crackers. We know it first started appearing in pioneer recipes as early as 1882. Go.
Graham crackers have been part of our family since about 1960, and they're paired perfectly with milk. Go.
Graham crackers.
And milk.
Graham crackers.
And milk.
I'll get the graham crackers.
And I'll get the milk.
Go.
Let's discuss the proper equipment. Glasses. This glass is too ugly. This glass is too small. This glass is too elegant. This glass is close but too tall. This glass is just right.
So, let's talk about the milk. The milk should be 1% or higher milk fat and never skim. The milk should be ice cold. If necessary, in an emergency only, one can add ice cubes to the milk to make it perfectly cold. The depth of the milk is really important. The depth of the milk should be deep enough so that one can easily sink the graham cracker portion fully into the milk. And one other little pointer, smell the milk to make sure that it isn't spoiled before drinking. Go.
And now, cracker preparation. Retrieve the package from the box, open it, remove one large graham cracker, break it carefully into quarters. Oh, like so. Go.
Okay, I will now demonstrate my favorite technique for graham crackers and milk. And everybody has their own favorite technique. Mine happens to be the 2-cracker dip. I like to use 2 crackers at once, as you see here. Notice that I'm going to carefully hold the crackers, dip them fully into the milk, and submerge the entire cracker. Notice my fingers are in for about 2 to 3 seconds. Then when I come out, notice that I have the ring finger supporting the cracker, like so. Go.
I prefer a different technique. A single cracker. Nancy and Charlotte also did the single cracker dip. Into the milk for 2 dips. I don't submerge the entire thing. Then with the last bit, I pop it into my mouth and take a sip. Perfect. Now
I'm going to demonstrate some of the common mistakes with graham crackers and milk consumption. The first is the oversoak. If you soak too long, the cracker becomes soggy, and when you try to move it up, it breaks off or calves into the milk. So in the event that you have a portion of a cracker that calves into the milk, you need to retrieve it. My favorite technique is to use a second cracker to scoop that cracker out of the milk. Still good.
it's all right not to retrieve a cracker that has calved. Sooner or later, it's going to sink to the bottom and become a slurry. A second mistake that I have sometimes made is trying to break the cracker with one hand, like that. It just doesn't work. Go.
Now, a word about graham cracker etiquette. I'm going to review some common faux pas with graham cracker consumption. The first is this. When one soaks, gets the fingers a little bit wet, and then flicks the milk off, that is completely unacceptable. Go.
While Mike was always willing to drink the entire slurried mess at the bottom. The girls really didn't like it.
Hey, it's not that bad.
But the biggest, I would say, break in etiquette we would ever have is to leave the milk and all of the slurry in the glass overnight or for any period of time, because pretty soon it becomes almost like glue. And we would get in really big trouble because we had to wash the glass and it took forever. So always remember, pour out the residue you don't want to drink and wash the glass, or at least rinse it. Go.
Now, two other etiquette mistakes is not inviting a newcomer to the room to participate with you in the pleasure of graham crackers and milk. Another one is this. If you're a complete dipper like me, you get a little bit of milk on your fingers. Flicking is not okay. The proper thing is to have a napkin or a paper towel available so you can dry your fingers and not wipe them on your clothes.
Another issue with etiquette is the milk. You don't want to leave the milk out to get warm, and you don't want to leave so little in the carton that the next person can't enjoy a full 4 ounces of milk with his crackers.
Sharing the glass of milk with another graham cracker user is impractical, poor etiquette, and perhaps unsanitary. This is simply unacceptable. Now, two more etiquette points. One is we can't tolerate elitism. In other words, everybody has their own way of having graham crackers and milk, and no one way is better than another. Another point is it's totally unacceptable to leave the remnants of graham crackers, small pieces or crumbs, in the package, especially if it's put back into the original box for someone else to discover and clean up. And finally, leaving a mess on the table with crumbs, remnants, half glasses of milk, that's not to be tolerated. And we thank you so much for participating in this brief review of the great delicacy of graham crackers and milk.